Guten Tag, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the GonzoEwok channel. My name is Ewok.
And my name is Gonzo.
And we're here for another episode of
Geordie
Space Program.
So last time we were French and now we're German.
Absolutely.
Alright.
After the calamitous last episode,
yeah, it was a heartbreaker and a half, wasn't it?
we've come in and try something new. We've scoped out some of the contracts that are available.
Yeah.
And we saw that one there, which is quite sexy. From Sean's Cannery. Build a new surface outpost on the moon.
We're doing a moon base, ladies and
We're making
gentlemen.
a permanent base on the moon. So what we need is, we need to create a new outpost, a brand new outpost. It needs, what does it need?
It needs to support 9 Kerbals.
Yep, we need to build a new outpost that has power, antenna and a docking port. We need a facility supporting at least 9 Kerbals. And we need a research lab. And then we need to land it on the moon and keep it stable.
And it needs
for
to survive,
10 seconds.
yeah, for more than 10 seconds.
And it's worth a lot of money and a fair whack of science.
It certainly is.
We've already discussed how we're going to do this. It's far too big to send up at once.
Yeah.
So we're going to send it in 2 parts and construct it on the moon. Put it together.
Yeah.
So I'm going to accept that contract.
Some would say this is our most ambitious project to date, really.
I would say that.
Yeah, it's probably a damn sight more complicated than trying to do a landing. Probably more complicated than trying to go to Juno. Probably more complicated than just putting up a space station, although we've struggled with all of those things previously.
You like this cupola module.
I'm
you said
glad
you
to
said
see
you
it.
quite fancied that.
I love it.
So that houses 3. These bad boys, the hitchhiker storage container, that's 4. So that's 7. So we're going to have to go overboard.
So do that.
So what does that handle? 11 instead of 9?
8, 8, 3. Yeah. No, 4, 4, 3. That's 11. It's basic arithmetic.
Right.
So,
this is going to need a docking port on it.
yeah. It's going to weigh
Well, you get
quite a bit.
These lovely shielded docking ports. I do like them.
Put one on the roof. Then you're blocking the window.
Oh, won't be put. Is there a window on the roof?
Aye.
Well, I cannot stick it on the bottom here.
No. We can't put any on the sides either. No.
Not the way I'm going to do it. What we're going to have to do some experimentation before we take off, because we need to make sure that this damn thing's actually going to be capable of docking.
I see where this is going to go wrong. I'll just say that it's probably going to be maybe a 2 episode one, possibly more this one.
Oh yeah, it's going to take more than one.
Yeah. So, my logic is that this is, well, we're going to try and construct this on the face of the moon using docking ports to connect it. The outpost all has to be connected together. What that means is we need to make sure we're on a flat bit of the moon, and it means everything's got to be at the right height so those docking ports on all the separate parts can all come together and join up. So, what we're looking at here.
Well, that's wonky.
Not a good start. Would you like to talk through kind of the design principle? What is it that you
I'm trying to create something on wheels, basically.
Right.
So that when we land, we can drive the 2 bits together.
Yep, that'll be important.
That will be important. But I'm just having a bit of trouble with the old symmetry, because you see it's wanting to do it a different way from the way that I wanted to do it.
Is there any of the advanced tools that can make it easier to do this?
Regretfully, I don't believe there are.
So we'll just have to join these up manually.
Indeed.
Right.
It won't take too long. See,
it's nice square parts.
We've got some signs, actually. If we had the bigger wheels, it would be easier. So I'm going to see if the bigger wheels are on the tech tree and if they're in reach. The bigger wheels cost 550.
They weigh a ton.
And we're at 480. We weigh 1.25. Oh, so we're like 60 signs short. Is there any way we can spam for 60 signs? Do something like mega quick. Scans of Juno isn't really mega quick.
Test the solid fuel booster landed at Kerbin.
No, there's no science in that. Build an orbital station around Kerbin.
No, I think...
You know, we could actually achieve this at the same time. So we could put it in orbit around Kerbin and then go, woo! That's that mission done. And then take it to the moon.
We could do, yeah, it makes sense. We should take that and do it all as a one of them.
Remind me before we take off.
I'll try to.
Right, we're gonna have to do this the hard way then.
Aye, back to it. This video, it depends. This might even be longer. It might take a long time to build this and test it. That might be today's episode. It's hard to tell, really. We'll certainly see if we can put it together and launch it. But given what happened last time, I think we're about due for some good success, really.
Yeah, we had a poor episode last time, so we're due for a success. Oh, I'm gonna have to put the bloody wheels on manually as well.
Yeah, sadly.
Sadly, and to my lasting regret. So they'll be under utility.
And that's going to make it very difficult to try and get things at the right height, unfortunately. That wouldn't be good.
No, that wouldn't be good at all. So it's the last one you try, isn't it?
Well, of course it is, because after you've done it, you stop trying.
Okay, it's always the last possible one.
Yes, that's correct.
That's a better way of saying it, I guess. Doesn't need to be precise. It's not rocket science.
Well, it is, and when we're talking about docking ports, the docking ports have got like some magnetism, so they don't need to be millimetre perfect, but they need to be pretty damn close in order to work. Okay.
Right, so that's the basic design that I'm going for.
So that'll hold 11 Kerbals, all sitting quite happily in their little sideways base with the hatch on the top.
With the hatch on the top. That's really bad design, isn't it? The hatch should be facing sideways. Although the legs are probably getting in the way there.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I mean, it is on the moon, so they can fly up when they need to get in and out, can't they?
They can.
So that'll be alright.
Right, it's going to need plenty of power.
Yeah, shed loads of power.
So first thing we need to think about is solar panels. Yeah.
Aye, we need batteries and we need solar panels.
So I like the long ones. I like the 1x6s.
Okay.
So let's drop a couple of them on. So two there, yeah.
Yep, cool.
And the big ass batteries. Oh, tuck them away in there, right? Oop. Oh yeah, now you're doing it.
It's like the game's figured out what it was that you wanted to do. Oof.
Just undo everything.
Right, grab them.
I at least want it to look vaguely symmetrical with that side. Right,
Yeah,
that'll do.
that's good.
That'll do. So yes, I'm going to save that. What we're going to call it? That's going to be the habitation module.
Oh, it's nearly elite speak. You don't want to do that. There we go.
So we've got a habitation module.
And do we want any static solar panels or anything on this thing? Just because we have had issues with power previously, haven't we?
We'll deploy them as soon as we've launched.
Right. We'll need to tuck them in when we're coming down to land, or the last thing we want to do is not have power.
Absolutely.
Needs an antenna.
It does need an antenna.
Probably.
Let's just get the basic design down, and
Right,
then we can
okay.
tweak it.
Yeah, I see.
So I'm going to save that. If I can keep those legs, because we'll use them again. And then we're going to need a second module going there. How's this one going to look?
So, this one is going to be for the research lab.
Yeah.
So,
Should we send a pilot with the research lab?
I think
Or are we
so.
just going to send a probe for the second part?
I would send a pilot, because there's plenty of people who can live up there, and we want at least a couple of people on the moon to man the base.
Okay.
Even if it's somebody that's fairly inexperienced.
Then we'll use one of these cockpits.
Alright. That makes sense, actually, because then we can get our docking port.
And then we get our docking port on the front, as I believe you were about to say.
Yeah. Whack that on.
And this needs to be a science station.
It does. So, get
Mobile processing lab?
Now, this is the same dimensions as the habitation modules, I think, isn't it?
It is.
So in theory,
we'll just pop the legs on, and that should be the same height. However, we might want to make it a bit longer. Do you think? Maybe pop a Science Junior on.
Won't do any harm. Well, we want to probably put a bit more science on this as well. That will knock it off, I think. Oh no, actually that looks
all right.
Looks all right. Yeah, can you keep it so it's got a fairly wide wheelbase?
However, it will.
Aye.
Right, getting these balanced is key.
It's always the last way you try, isn't it?
It is.
Right.
I swear it's different every time.
Wait, and do it from underneath. Just look at the wheels and see how the wheels are stacking up.
Wonky as piss.
Aye. Aye.
Why is that wonky as piss?
It's one's ever so slightly forward of the other. So it needs just moving back. If you look, the one at the bottom of the screen, this one here, that's closest to it, needs moving, so its girder's halfway down the black line. Oh, I don't want to fuck on with the wheels. Jesus.
So it's good as where?
Its girder comes halfway across the black line of the Science Junior, just behind the cockpit.
Like that.
Aye.
Hey!
Of course, you did move the wheel there, which is...
Nah, move the wheel back though. Right, in this one, it's...
just behind there. So that's a bit tricky. It's not looking too bad.
Close enough.
Okay, this is also going to need solar panels, if you please. It's a shame we don't have any of the really big ones with it being a static base.
What, the Gigantos?
Aye, the big Gigantics. It's similar to what I sent to Juna and Eve, where it had two of the big ones on like dragonfly wings. That was pretty cool.
Just pop them on the side there.
Yeah, I mean, we could put more science on here as well. We can get where thermometers on. What are them on? Aye.
Again, we'll need to come back and do some more stuff with that.
Yeah. It needs power. Oh, it's got the batteries. Sorry, so
yeah,
it's
got
four
the batteries. So all we need is what am I doing?
Solar panels.
Solar panels. Utility then.
Awesome. Between the windows. Okay. Maybe put a couple up at the front as well. Like on there.
I'll put two there. I'll put them there.
Aye, that'd be nice. The more power that we can take up, the better, really. There's antennas that we'll have to put on as well before we launch stuff.
But this is the science module. Right, now to test.
Yeah, to test. So, the plan is to make sure that those docking ports are all aligned and everything can just slot together nicely. What I want to do...
We'll let Jeffred...
You'll not be able to do it on the launch pad because we built them in the VAB.
Ah, another new feature of Kerbal, better than ever. Load.
Oh,
Bam! So we can get everything that we had there, stick it in here.
so we can get the science module, we can get the habitation module. Bung them on.
And there you go.
Nice.
Isn't that good?
That is good. So,
I've put Mumford in the pilot seat.
launch
So
that.
I don't want to risk anyone who's...
yeah.
Don't want to risk an orange coat on driving one of these if it's just
Yeah,
going
you
to
don't
explode.
want to. Yeah, you don't want to blow up on the launch pad. So, it hasn't got a great wide wheelbase. This has it. It's the first thing I've noticed.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, that's terrible.
So that wheel needs to move back.
I mean, it's the fact that it's sort of bounced up on its wheels. I'd maybe swap the solar panels around, the back solar panels.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I don't
that's
know why I
alright.
went to Space Centre instead of recover.
It's okay.
I'll just recover it from here.
Go like that. Sadly, you didn't get any experience for backing up a big wonky trailer 15 feet. So, I swap around those bits. Bit of a wider wheelbase. You've got a thing, if you remember back to the last space plane that you built as well. Similar thing happened where you put the wheels all very close together. So it was almost like trying to land with no little triangular wheelbase configuration. Now what are you doing?
Trying to put the wheels on, but having exactly the same problem as always.
What, in the last place that you try to put them on? Aye.
Oh, come
Do the wheel
on!
dance! Do the wheel dance! Alright.
Right, lovely jubbly. Mumford, back in.
So, save it.
Save it, and launch.
Launch it. Back it up again. And then drop the next bit down.
I have to put some of the panels out, otherwise we might run out of power pretty Actually, we've got
It's
loads
got
of power.
loads of batteries, aye. It should be okay. But definitely, I think a couple of static panels, even if we pop them onto the girders or something like that, just a couple on each girder.
Okay, that's a lot more controlled.
Aye, you can see that's quite sturdy. And that's something to bear in mind. This has got a bit of weight, but on the moon with less gravity, it needs to be stable. You don't want this flipping on the moon.
Mm-hmm. I mean, ideally, any manoeuvres that we do will be incredibly slow.
Yeah. So, we've definitely got a facility supporting at least 9 Kerbals. We've already achieved that. There we go. Whack the old brakes on.
Whack the old brakes on. Get the panels out.
Right. Oh, this is quite good. Doing a bit of the old Geordie test program.
Okay. So, that seems to be working.
It moves. We know that it rolls without tipping over. It's a good start. Next
so
thing.
Back into the hangar, we need to load up the
Science module.
science. The science module.
Science module.
Another thing we've got to bear in mind is that these things aren't symmetrical.
Aye.
Now, given what happened before, let's just move the wheels to the front straight away.
Alright. Yeah, get well out of that, Jebediah. You don't want to be any part of this.
No. Alrighty. Whew.
Right.
This is exciting.
It is. So, get my turned around. So, one aim came towards the front there.
This is like true, proper experimentation.
It really
this is
is.
being sensible about things rather than just shooting things up and straight into the air.
I think most successful YouTubers tend to do this like off camera. They'll spend hours doing this, so when they actually come to record it, it works. But that's just not our way of doing things. I'm concerned this might be a little bit low. Awesome if it does actually dock. Right. Slowly, slowly. Whoa. Easy. Easy. Heights. This one's looking slightly taller. They've kissed. They haven't joined.
Why haven't they joined?
There we go. So I had to bang it a little bit. However, we have docking.
Turns brakes off. And look, we can move the whole thing around now.
That's pretty cool. I grant you, that is pretty cool. It's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but it is functional.
It's a functional little mini base.
Aye.
Let's bring it up on the runway and then we'll recover it.
Awesome. Don't do anything silly.
Right, now we need to think about how we're going to land each part on the moon.
Yeah. And we need them basically to land on the wheels as well. Now, they'll not be going to the moon sideways on. They'll be going to the moon on the top of the rocket. So we need to bring them down and then somehow touch them down like this. So, how do we do that?
Oh, no, you're just asking too many questions. I'm sorry, but that is well cool, is it not?
It is cool. It's not the prettiest thing that I've ever seen, but it's not bad, I grant you. The fact that it works is a minor miracle.
Let's see it in all its glory.
Oh, you're spoiling things when you need to see, you know. We should only get this as a treat to see how it looks once it's on the moon.
Now, I'm noticing something a little asymmetrical about that one.
What's that?
We're missing a satellite.
Oh, one of the solar panels.
Solar
on the side
panel,
there,
that's
yeah, yeah. Okay then. Alright, but that's still not bad.
That's not bad.
Aye, make good use of that. Cost of that is just under 36 grand. Which isn't ridiculous, but we are going to strap it to a 100 grand rocket.
This is true. This is true. Right, we're going to need to reload these back in the hangar because we're using versions that are now only saved.
Right, I see.
In
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So, get a science module loaded up. Is this the one that's missing a bit? Or is this the one that's complete? That's the one that's complete.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
save that over the top of the existing science module. No, don't launch it.
Oh, you silly sausage.
It's not going to do very well on the launch pad, this thing, is it?
No.
My main concern...
Whatever you do, don't reverse it.
My main concern about this is that it's quite asymmetrical, so I'm worried about the lean.
Aye, the old gangster lean when we're trying to actually get it up there.
But we'll see what we can do.
Aye, it might just be that it's
We'll
a
take
bit awkward.
we'll
If we
take
can get it up
expendable
there,
troop
yeah.
members.
If we can get it up there, we have got the interplanetary vessel.
We do.
Get it up in orbit, we're fine. So,
Just recover that because I accidentally sent it out there.
silly. So next,
That was the science vessel, so
we need to
I'll
have an
quickly sort
antenna on it.
I'll quickly sort the habitation module.
Aye.
We're going to send the habitation module first, aren't we?
Yeah, we want people living there, and then we can send them up something to do. Really, the mobile lab's just going to be full of like crossword puzzles and shit like that. Like, just there you go. There's something to keep you occupied.
That's the wrong one. You see,
Aye.
that's why we're doing this.
Cool. Load that up. So we know that we need a solar panel. There we
Super.
go. We need an antenna on this.
We do. We need an antenna.
There's a nice flat platform there on the top of the cupola. That might be a good place to put an antenna, do you reckon?
Whereabouts?
You see where the hatch is and how the hatch comes over the side there?
Uh-huh.
I'd put it there. That would be a nice place for an antenna. Or maybe not. That actually looks dreadful.
Looks okay when it's deployed. Actually, no, it clips.
Nah,
It
it's
clips too
terrible.
much.
Bugging on the... No, I was going to say on the top next to the hatch.
I'm just sticking on the side here.
Aye.
And then it'll sit there.
Yeah, that's cool. We're going to make use of that.
But we only want one.
Aye.
Blink lights.
Love the blinky lights.
Some lights. Speaking of which.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And maybe mount them on the top at the middle so they're shining down on the planet. So put like a couple facing down over.
Where?
So where you've got the ladder at the top, in the middle, then offset them. So you've got two of them on either side facing downwards in between the wheels.
That's going to be a bit of a pain.
That's not. Want two of them. Would Symmetry not do it there?
No, it'll pop them on the bottom, won't it? It'll pop one there and
Aye.
one there.
Okay.
Move them down a little bit more.
Now those ones are the beam lights, I think. So they give off like a focused beam of light.
This is too much bloody faff.
But the lights, they look good when they're on.
How about this?
Aye, that looks nice. Flip them. Then down one.
Alright.
Slightly forward. Slightly back now. It's close enough.
That'll do.
Aye.
And then they'll have a bit light when they're looking out the windows.
Yep, there we go, that would be quite nice. And do we want one at the front, so while we're driving around we can see out? Again, you know that couple of bit? Flat bit where we try to put the thing, maybe we can pop one on there. Oh, that'd be nice, and then that'll shine out at the front of the, and that'll shine down onto where the docking is, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
But that'll be handy. It'll give us something to light up just on the off chance we need it.
Now, how the hell are we going to land this thing?
Really,
Really, we're just going to land it arse end up, and then try and tilt it forward at the point of landing.
I think so. Yeah, land it on something and then just drop it forwards.
Which means it's going to need its own fuel tank.
Probably with a decoupler underneath, so we can get rid of it. Maybe.
That's that design. We don't need anything else on there, do we? We've got batteries.
Antenna. Oh no, we've got the antenna.
We've got antenna.
Batteries,
We've got solar panels,
lights,
and we've got light, and we've got
habitation.
wheels.
Yeah.
So that's everything we need on there.
Yeah.
We don't need any RCS or anything.
No, I wouldn't think so. So. I want the decoupler. Then we want something that'll just help it to come down.
Now, in an ideal world, I would expect this is only going to be used to slow it down.
Yeah, just on the final approach.
Everything else will get it down in there. Poodle, do you think will be enough?
Yeah, I think so. With that amount of fuel, that's literally just to slow it down, and then at the last minute, once we've killed all velocity, you know, we're about 30 metres off the ground, you tilt it forward onto its wheels, we'll let it touch down, and then we'll fire off the back end. And that should, in theory, be it.
In which case, we'll need a bit RCS, we'll pop it on the bottom here.
Alright.
We'll not need much. Pop that there.
Jesus. It's very ambitious, this. But I'm sorry, this has been a very long kind of construction-y kind of episode so far, folks. But, you know, we've got to get this right. We've got to make sure it's alright. It still very well may not be. But what we need to do is get that put together, as we've done there.
We'll call it test 1, because it might not work.
Yeah.
Someone might die.
So I want to save that up. And then what I want to do is strap on the
bottom of the little thingy.
Now, if we load this up, won't we need to save it as like a sub-assembly or something?
Yes.
Right.
What we'll do is we'll load that up. Let's think about what we've got going on here. We want everything from there, don't we?
Yeah.
We want everything from there, because we'll have the SAS module too.
Aye. Get rid of
Toss that to one side.
Whack all of that into...
That. Just pick a random port
Aye.
for now. Put that on the top. Grab it. Nope. Where's sub-assemblies gone? Oh, please tell me you haven't got rid of sub-assemblies.
Oh, they won't do, but it'll just be hidden somewhere. What's advanced mode?
Sub-assemblies!
There we are.
Good man.
Forget that gives you a lot of extra bits and pieces, doesn't it?
Different filters.
Aye.
Big ass rocket.
The big ass rocket. Cool. So, load back up the old habitation module.
Test 1.
Test 1. Then from our sub-assemblies, oh, we need a decoupler on that bottom.
Yes. Should we stick some parachutes on it just in case this doesn't work?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So that the people who are in it have a chance
A
of
fighting
survival.
chance of survival. Maybe 4 around the top, do you reckon? Just to see if it'll deaden the blow if it does go wrong.
Aye.
I see if we can get them. There we are. 4 of them up around the hatch at the top, all up in its beeswax.
There you look.
Cool. That's where insurance policy taken care of. Get the decoupler on, strap on the big ass rocket.
Hang on, let's sort the staging for this bit out. So that goes off.
Then we'll get rid of it all.
Then we'll get rid of it all.
Parachutes
and the
if
parachutes are
needs
there
be.
for an emergency.
Aye. Cool. I hope it doesn't go wrong. Decoupler, big ass rocket, and then I think we're ready to go.
I'm quite scared.
Me too. Me too.
There's one decoupler. Sub-assemblies. Big ass rocket on the bottom. Right, shall we double check the staging? So
Yeah, we've definitely got the decoupler and the SAS
right,
module the
that,
right way.
that shouldn't be there. That definitely shouldn't be there. Yeah, it's all arse about tit. So let's go backwards. So the parachutes are there. That is there.
We needed that to have...
This engine. Goes there.
Yep.
So the parachutes, then that decoupler, then that engine.
Yep. Before
Then
that it should be
one-
the atomic.
That decoupler.
Yep.
Which one? That one.
It is handy when the glow up mind. It does make it much easier to find what you're looking for. 'Cause this is a
What
very
the-
complex little machine we've built.
atomic motor, and that's fine. That's in the right place.
Yeah. That's in the right place.
And then all these, and then the side-mounted ones,
Ones
and
at
all
the
the bottom
bottom, yeah.
ones, and then all the rockets.
Yep,
I think that's right.
So, want to save it.
Save it.
Want to put somebody fairly
expendable.
Yeah.
How about Munford? He's got a little bit basic piloting skills.
Could be handy. Yeah, and we did save him. He's been back for a couple of weeks back on the planet. Time for him to go back out again.
And so we'll put Jenny and Erzon in.
Do we need to take them? Oh, engineering scientist. Yeah, we said we're going to. Cool. May God have mercy on their souls.
Oh, I really, I don't know what to say.
You puckering a bit.
I am. And we're not talking about my lips.
No, well we are, but bottom lips, not face lips. Now get the SAS on and launch it. We know that this thing does wobble and spin quite a bit as well, which is going to be a shame. That's a good point, actually. It wobbles and spins, and when it's not symmetrical and it's wobbly and spinny.
It's alright, I've got some control over it.
That's
It's wanting to pull away. I can feel it wanting to pull away. But I've got some control.
My concern is we haven't put static solar panels on this. So we've got batteries.
When we get up, we'll stick them out.
Ah, but hang on, I'm thinking when we were using this to send a probe, and when we send a probe it uses a shitload of electricity. It'll still use it, but it won't use as many this time.
Yeah, we do have a pilot.
Aye. So that should hopefully make it a little bit easier. The little Kerbals there are looking slightly nervous.
I would be too if I were
A bit
there.
apprehensive. It's good how you see the pilot in the middle and his two little pals on either side. Right. How's it handling?
The spin is a little disconcerting. I'm maybe losing control a little bit there. Trying to pull it back.
Pulling it back as best as.
The spin makes it very difficult to try and pull it back, mind.
Okay.
It's alright, I just need to keep it up until the solid fuel burns out.
Just keep going. Keep going. Please don't break. Every time. That makes us pucker a little bit.
Right, we're losing a lot of speed.
We are. Well, this is a heavy thing that we're launching.
There we go.
It's coming back up.
It's coming back up.
Nice. Get rid of that 90.
Oh,
That was yeah, that was a bit tense. But that's it. Speed's coming back up. That wasn't particularly efficient. I would say it wasn't graceful, but actually it was. There was a nice bit of spin. It was like a synchronised swimmer.
it's actually more difficult to control now. We could do with some support and struts.
Aye, that's not great, is it? When we're coming to put the science module up, providing we get this up in one piece, we'll strut that up to the top end of the assembly.
Absolutely.
Aye. Okay.
Yeah, I like that though.
Yeah,
cool.
that's doing the trick.
I'm surprised that we got that up. I think we overcame the asymmetrical nature of it with pure, unadulterated thrust.
Yeah, that was kind of in the back of my head. I was thinking, as long as it's going fast enough, that should hopefully keep the line fairly straight. And I'm surprised that worked. I'm brutally honest.
It was a bit difficult when it started spinning because I was trying to keep it in the centre, but I was constantly having to adjust the way that I was leaning.
Ewok, I'll be honest, you've done very well getting that up, because as we know, as subsequent versions of the game have came out, symmetry's playing a more and more important part. It's always been important, but now the game really punishes you.
Unfortunately, remember when we had a tiny little thing on there and it took 6 minutes to get our burn?
Yeah, it's going to take longer.
It's going to take a hell of a long time because we've got all of that to move.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may have to prepare yourselves to be phased out again for a little bit of time.
Maybe have a coffee break.
Yeah, that's it. Go and chat with your loved ones. Why are you spending all your life on YouTube?
Well, there we go.
So we're up. We're up. We're up. I hope we've got enough thrust to actually get one orbit.
Right, I'm going to turn the RCS off. See if we can navigate by SAS alone.
I'm not going to start doing that. If we're doing more than 3 seconds, where channel
Pop
will
a
be
couple
shut
of
down.
panels out as well.
If we're out the atmosphere,
Yeah, we're right humming that because it's
royalty free.
royalty free. Yeah.
There's bound to be somebody that's released it fairly recently though who'll go, no, that's my
version.
That's my version you were humming, you little pisher. Right?
The Blue Danube. We used the Blue Danube on
that was our channel trailer, wasn't it? Aye. Back in the day, that was a good trailer, that one. We'll have to update my trailer at some point. I'd start burning, mate. This is going to take some doing. It's an interesting design. It now looks as though we've got wheels running around on the atmosphere of the planet. I really hope that's enough to push it out.
Oh yeah, it will be. It will be.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. In fact, we've probably got a bit of give. I'm going to wait till it gets to 50.
Right.
Second burn. We've got 34 seconds worth of fuel in this, but
You
I'll
reckon?
burn early just in
I
case.
would. I think it might start running out.
Because if it does run out,
Yeah,
it's going to be a bit dangerous trying to get into an orbit using the atomic motor.
My thoughts exactly. So I want to make sure that we're being very careful about this. It's a very expensive bit of kit we've just put up into space here.
It is. It's wobbling like crazy.
It really is. I'll not do that once the atomic's being used.
Yeah, once we get rid of this back end.
So
The problem is it's bending there.
it's fine as long as it doesn't snap off the atomic motor, which would be a travesty and an environmental disaster. There we go. That's fine. Can you imagine if this was on the planet going whooshing along now with the atomic behind it? That would get some speed, mind, for the 15 feet of travel, but smacked into the runway. Okay, we're not doing too bad here, you know. We're getting it.
All things considered.
There, that's alright. And we should still have plenty of fuel to get across to the moon, get ourselves a nice open landing spot, and touch ourselves down. What about aiming for the middle of one of the craters, maybe?
Yeah, and it provides a handy
floor.
spot.
Yeah, crater floor is a nice big target to aim for, and it's fairly flat on the bottom. We'll never get the stuff back out the crater, but if we can just land it, manoeuvre it so it's all drained up,
I don't think we've ever got any illusion of getting it back out. It's a permanent base. If we want to get the Kerbals out, we'll have to extract them by sending a craft.
But that's alright, we know we can do that now. That's something that we've achieved this year.
Actually, we've never done a pickup from another body.
No, but in theory we could. If we can do it in space, we can do it from the planet.
If we can build this, we can do anything.
Well, we'll say that. But yeah, in theory, the theory does hold true.
Right, let's get this bad boy to the moon.
Where's the moon? So about there.
My main worry is the landing, because I've never attempted to land something this big.
The principles are still the same. Kill your...
Ah, yes, but I don't know how long it's going to take to kill the velocity. How quickly that engine's going to go.
Well,
8 minute burn.
Yeah.
And how quickly that engine's going to go through the fuel as well.
Aye.
I've got no idea, because I've never dealt with something with this kind of mass.
Aye. And the principles are just the same. I would say just allow yourself more room for error. Like play it on the safe side more than anything. We'll do a test once we're there. Once we've killed our vertical, we should hopefully still have enough in the atomic to kill our vertical.
Yeah.
And then once we've done that, we can do a test to see what it's going to do on the surface of the moon.
It's just got to get down at the end of the day.
Yeah, as long as it gets down in one piece. If the wheels still need to be intact, but we have got an engineer who can repair them if needs be. We just need to bring ourselves down.
Good point, we've got an engineer.
Aye, so we can repair the wheels if needs be, but we can't get away with one of the wheels coming off. They can bust, but they can't break off.
They can't break, it can't flip.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure it lands on its legs.
Yeah.
To be honest, we could have come up with a better design for that than the idea of get it down till it's nearly touched down and then just flip it forward.
Aye, that's it. So, I think with that, we are in for 8 minutes and 30 odd seconds of burning. Should we fade out and come back in a little bit?
I think we're going to have to.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back.
Nearly completed the burn.
It didn't go as smoothly as planned. We had to do a few corrections because it turned out we were actually burning directly into the planet's surface.
Yeah.
So
I had to change that a couple of times, but we're sorted now. That should be the encounter just about there or thereabouts.
There we go.
There we are. That's nice.
So we've got an encounter. We've still got a decent bit of fuel left, really.
Yeah, we do. That's not too bad at all. That probably took a little over 10 minutes. It took slightly longer than we anticipated.
It did, with a couple of corrections in the middle.
We're pointing out longer term, we're probably going to have to get rid of this atomic motor. While it makes things easy to do, and by all means, if you're playing by yourself, it makes sense to use it because it is efficient. It lets you do some crazy stuff. And if you can get it as a beginner, it's particularly useful because it allows you a lot of room for error, really. However, for the purposes of a video, we'll kind of keep phasing people out and playing for 20 minutes, you know, just by ourselves and then coming back.
Yeah,
mainly because Ewok doesn't like to edit videos. So to make things a bit more exciting, so we can keep you guys around as we're playing, we feel that it kind of makes sense to to try and come up with a new design. Not sure what we'll do when we try and get the science bay, and that's making the big assumption that we'll get this down in one piece, which is still kind of up in the balance.
It is. It could go either way.
It is. But, that's something that we're going to have to think about longer term, so we'll see if we can come up with a maybe slightly more rockety, fast, sciencey, experimental kind of way of bringing things around.
Yeah. Just strap a massive engine to it and be damned with fuel efficiency.
What we always used to do, and it was always one of our strong points, I think, just use more thrust. Go more powerful.
Well, we're coming up to this burn. This one's going to take 2 minutes and 23.
Yeah.
And that'll get us into an orbit.
Now, this is a one that potentially it could go wrong, so we'll probably not fade this one out. I think we'll have to keep this one going.
Now, looking at our landing point, that might be a nice place to come down. Smack bang in the centre of the far side crater.
Yeah.
Which is usually on the day side as well.
Yeah. How are we doing for electricity?
We should be fine because I've got 2 of the panels out.
Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
Nice.
We're making a net profit electricity-wise. Right, so I want to burn around the 1 minute 12 mark.
Yeah.
I'll just bring that down nice and neat.
Then get ready. That'll do.
Oh yeah, there's no need to be mega precise about it. All I'm doing is bringing the orbit down to roughly 45,000.
Now, I think that the floor of the crater is still fairly bumpy, but there should be enough flat surface down amongst that. To let we get away with it. I mean, let's be honest, the whole of the moon is quite bumpy.
It is. It's very
So
crater-packed.
we might have to drive around a little bit with a habitation module to find the best part. We won't find a nice big flat surface to establish the base.
But it gives us a nice target to shoot for.
Yeah.
And it should help with getting the other module there.
No, I was going to say, just remember as well, this is the dark side of the moon as well.
Actually, this is the bright side of the moon.
But it's the dark side of the moon as far as Kerbin's concerned.
From Kerbin's perspective.
Yeah, it's you see, it's on the wrong side. We'll be out of radio contact here in theory.
Oh, we'll have to put a satellite up.
Aye.
Yeah, that's a good point. We will be out of radio contact with Kerbin.
Yeah. At least certainly until such times that the planet comes back around. But you can imagine somebody having to live there on the dark side. Where you lose all contact potentially for days at the time. I think the actual moon, like Earth's moon, I think, isn't it tidally locked? So it's always facing in the same direction. I think it's locked in with the tide of the...
Yes, so it's Kerbin's moon.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
so these guys are totally out of contact now then. Well, we'll definitely need some sort of geosynchronous satellite. If that comes up as a contract, we'll definitely need one, hopefully to hover over the top of them so they've got some way of relaying messages backwards and forwards.
We'll need 2. We need one that hovers above them and then say another one around here.
To bounce them around. Well, yeah, you usually have, I think there's 3, isn't it? To triangulate signals. That's how they do it in real life.
Actually, Scott Manley did that in one of the very, very early episodes of In the Stellar Quest.
In the Stellar Quest, I saw that one.
One of the mods he had installed that you had to have line of sight in order to be able to
transmit communication.
So it was one of the early things he did was set up this
like a satellite
web.
Aye. No, it's a noble goal. Luckily, we don't have to do that, but if we could do it for prestige, it's not a bad idea.
Oh, I'm not interested in prestige.
Oh, I am.
Prestige. We're going to make our very first solar base, and you're worried about prestige. Actually, I'm a little bit. Oh no, we have got the. I'm gonna actually bring that down a bit further. Bring that down to say about 15,000.
When we were doing my transfer burn, we did talk a little bit about sort of the concerns about how we're actually going to bring the thing down, because it's a bit of an unknown quantity. It's a heavy thing. The engines that we're using aren't the most powerful, and of course we've got to bring it so it's slow, close to the bottom, and then flip it forwards. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky manoeuvre to pull off, and there's a big chance for error on this one. So not to try and build up unrealistic levels of tension, but there's certainly some tension here, I think.
Oh, there is. I think we could easily cock this right up.
Yeah, well, we could.
So I'm going to get round and do a 9-second burn to really bring that
nice
down.
And slow and low.
Yeah, slow and low, as you say. That's exactly how I want to deal with
It's
this.
like cooking brisket, is what we're doing here.
Again, when I think it was when we weren't recording. When the bit we're going to skip through where we did that huge 6-minute burn, we're also saying that at the very least we don't have to worry about keeping enough fuel to get back home.
Yeah.
So if we need to burn it all to make the landing, we can do that.
Yeah. If anything, it's all a waste anyway. Anything we don't use is just waste. So use as much of it as we possibly can to make the landing as safe.
Again, my main concern is that we've got 220 units of thrust, but I've never ever tried to land something this heavy.
Yeah.
So I have no idea how long it's going to take to counteract the thrust.
We'll have to do a
Don't know
test
whether I'm
as
going
we're
to be
coming
burning
down.
for like
Aye.
30 seconds or... In fact, I don't even know how low the bloody crater is in terms of the sea level in inverted commas.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what we'll have to do is, I suppose, is just keep an eye, maybe do a test as we're coming down. Whack the engine up just for a second, just to see what it does to your surface velocity, just to get a bit of a feel for it. See if we need to keep burning then, or if we can get away with leaving it for a little bit.
Right. Do you think we should just completely ditch this engine now?
I think so. I think so.
I think it served its purpose.
Yeah. Well, it's all down on the poodle now, isn't it? Oof. Well, there's no going back now. What was that? What was that bang?
I have no idea. Right, I'm going to have him manually point retrograde
Aye, aye.
using the funky new node movements.
Awesome.
And now all that remains to be done
Bring her down.
get we're on to our landing point. And this really is going to be seat of my pants kind of thing, because like I say, I don't really know what I'm doing with this.
No, it'll be alright. We'll be fine. It's just like a landing. If anything, you're quite good at landing on the side. I would maybe start doing your retro now.
No, I don't think so. I want to, like we're saying, we don't need to worry about fuel efficiency. So I want to hammer it.
It's just I'm not sure how long it'll take to bring her down is me point. Maybe start it when you're on the edge of the crater. Just because I'm not sure how long it'll take to actually bring her down is me point. Maybe do like a little test burn now.
I'm just getting that retrograde all nice. I'm going to wait at the edge of the crater and then give it a test, okay?
Alright. I'll do that now because... and you need to fire the engine. Press space. There we are.
Quick enough, actually.
That is bringing it down quite nice. Cool. Alright, so aiming roughly for the centre there. So that's about a minute burn. It's about a minute away. So...
If it's a minute burn to kill my relative, I might want to start now. Do you think we've got enough fuel?
Well, we're going to find out, aren't we?
Yeah, we sharp are.
Right.
The crater's still very bumpy, innit?
Still, we'll see what it's like once we're down at the bottom. I'd start it.
Right, we're 49 seconds away from the app.
Kill it.
Doesn't feel like it's going to take a minute watching that tick down, does it?
No, it's not doing too bad, really. That can't be a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to wait a little bit closer.
Look at his view, staring at the arse end of a docking port.
Where is radar altitude on this thing?
I think you were just looking at it.
Is that it?
There it is. Look there.
Radar altitude. Always like to have one eye on radar altitude.
No, that makes sense. Does make sense, and because we're coming into a crater, it can be a little bit deceptive. I'd do it now. Just hammer it. Should be alright, I think. So it's raising up. Kill that vertical. It's not a huge amount of fuel in this, like.
I think it's going to be enough.
I think it should be. It should be alright. It's killing it down. As long as you're not too wasteful on the descent, should be okay.
We've got plenty. Plenty.
Aye. It's starting to come down. There we are. That's not bad. And just push that up a tiny bit more. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It will be a slight bit of movement, but nothing nothing insane. And really, you want to just keep that engine facing straight down, just so it can control where speed is where falling.
And engage the RCS there to
Just pull yourself back up. Cool.
Right, we're 9,000 up.
Still nothing there.
Try and keep it balanced, my old Munford. Just try and keep a nice constant speed so that I haven't got to fight against the ridiculous amount of push.
Still nothing. Still
It's alright,
close.
got plenty fuel
Aye.
in terms of the speed we're coming
Oh
down.
yeah, I mean the fuel we can't take it with, but we can't do anything with it, so... Still nothing.
Still nothing.
Starting to push your vertical a little bit. Oh yeah, horizontal velocity a touch. Probably want to jump to the other side. If you look at your horizontal velocity, you're starting to push it off to one side. So, yeah, bring it up just other side of it. And keep that nice and straight as possible. That's calmed it. Nice. Just because it keeps things nice and simple to do that. And again, we have got the fuel where we can afford to do it. Just coming down. Awesome. We're
Right,
starting.
3,000 metres.
Alright. Cool. It's coming down. Coming down to 2,000. 50 metres per second.
We're at 2,000 now, so 1,700 is where
Yeah.
we're going to make full. Nice flat area, dead centre of the crater.
Liking it. We can do this.
So it's 1,700.
Yeah, keep
Don't
tickling.
forget I need to tip forward as well.
Aye. Just keep tickling it. And then once we're getting down there, give yourself a big blast, cut the engine, tip forward, just let it drop down. So, there we go. Bring it down to about 20. We'll get down to about 2,000. Maybe start with your turn. You're going to come back up again, so let it drop. It's a nice controlled speed. We can manage alright with this. The engine would probably survive at this speed. That's it. Bringing it down. When we see the shadow, you know which way you've got to press to move with on
Yes,
the
I do.
wheels. Cool. See the shadow coming up there?
I see it.
Right hand side.
300 metres to go.
Should be alright. It's looking fairly flat here, like, all things considered. Flatter anyway. Maybe keep your shadow in focus.
Oh no, I'm alright. I know it's going to be 1,700.
I know, but you know, it's a good visual reference point for the video as well and for my viewers. There we go. It's coming in. It's casting a strange looking shadow.
It is.
Ominous. So, about 100 metres up. 100, 150. Nice slow speed. I'd probably do your turn now.
No, because that's going to push me forward. Then again, it doesn't actually matter if it pushes me forward.
No, it
does
doesn't. We've got wheels. Do it now. Maybe just eject the engine. Oh, that's quite hard.
It was a bit hard, wasn't it?
Right. So,
If we can flip it.
now we've got RCS on this thing.
I'm afraid not.
Keep turning it. Keep turning it. Oh, Jesus, wept. Might be able to flip it, you know, and if we can flip it, we can fix those wheels. This hasn't went well. It was a bit too hard. Sorry, I didn't think it would come. Bring in that stupid panel. Bring it in. It's getting in the way.
Keep your eye on the leggy.
Aye. Keep flipping. Flip that shit. It's nearly there. It's nearly there. It's like a dying beetle. Try and turn the lights off as well. You can do it. You can do it.
I'm not sure I can.
You can do it. Okay. It can be done. I guarantee you it can be done. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Try and use the downward slope of that hill to your advantage. Keep pushing. Push, you bugger! It's like giving birth. We can't do this. We've got to do this. I refuse to be a victim. Jesus, they must be having a hell of a time in there.
They
You
look
can
happy,
do it.
actually.
Oh, it's so close.
Are you sure this could be done?
Yeah, we can do it.
Because it's not happening, is it?
It's so close though. You could do it. You really put your back into it. There's nothing nearby we can find to use to roll ourselves down, is there?
I don't think it's going to happen, matey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've made a right bollocks of this one, haven't we?
Just a little bit. As it flails on its back like a tortoise.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will keep trying for a few minutes. We might be back, we might not, but if you bear with me.
Who's the engineer? Okay, that's going to be in the video. We're going to have to go back in from that. That was my attempt to get somebody out to fix the wheels.
We're still trying. We are still trying. We've lost a Kerbal.
We've lost a Kerbal.
I think it was the engineer that we've lost, so we can't repair the wheels.
It could have been the scientist.
We have been trying this for a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We've still had no progress.
Go!
Get out the way of it!
Right, are you an engineer?
Right, this is the last ditch attempt that we've got. We've got somebody out who can maybe repair the wheels.
They need level 3 engineer to repair.
Bollocks! What if we ejected the... we could eject the whatchamajigger.
The whatchamajigger.
The decoupler on the back. We can fire the decoupler and use the explosive force to get us somewhere.
I better get him on the way.
Yeah, don't stand in front of it. Right. Okay then.
Actually, I'll just get in the... Can I get in the cupola? Where's the door to it?
On the bottom. They're all facing on the bottom. Just get them out of the way. We're sorry that for 2 episodes in a row we've had very scrappy, badly cut endings here. That's a bit hard, isn't it? Jesus. These poor knees. Right. Oh.
Well, that helped.
It might give way a bit more manoeuvrability. You never know. One more go. Go on. Try it again. Look, we're lighter now. We're lighter now. We can do it. Last go.
Put the RCS on though. Oh, that went almost even further there. Oh!
Oh, well, we flipped over that bit, didn't we? Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, we shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Brilliant. Excellent.